Okay, greetings anyone who's joined tonight's live stream. This is my Sunday, 28th of the 11th, 21 episode, weekly input. Tonight's one is called Government Approved Thoughts and Opinions. I'm sure we've all heard them. We've all tried our best to ignore them. And pretty new, well, I say new, was it always coming? Is it a big surprise that all of a sudden now we go back to shops and there's a chance we may get someone asking about our choice of clothing? Phil Wright, greetings in the live chat. Thanks for joining us. Likewise, David, Dan Sewell, and RJ, who left comments in our pre-show. If you do get to the live stream a little early, you will likely catch our pre-show. I do cut it out of the final upload that goes up onto YouTube. I would like to say apologies to anyone that didn't get a chance to watch last week's live stream and tried to play it on on pre-play and found that it was behind a age restriction. It does appear that anyone who shares footage of what we were watching last week, which was the hospital incident, then the Liverpool Women's Hospital, then it seems to get taken down unless you've got it on age restriction, which I've done. But one of my viewers, DG, told me apparently he was being asked to supply banking information or card information to watch the video. I'm shocked at that. If that is the case, I thought you just had to be signed in with a Gmail account, maybe one which you've shared your phone number with, in order to access it. I'm not sure. Missing Shoe, greetings, thanks for joining us. Good to see you in the live chat. If anyone's got anything they particularly want us to look at this evening, then by all means leave it in the live chat. If you have the wrench by your name, that means you're a moderator and can share links. Phil Wright and Missing Shoe, I'll add you both as RJ as well, of course, won't I? Why haven't I added you? Like that everyone in the live chat will be a mod, but hey ho. Not that I generally get attacked with too many trolls, as it were. I think everyone that tunes in, or at least everyone that tunes in and comments in the live chat, seem to be pretty on board, which is great to see. Right, government approved thoughts and opinions. Here's a big one, a big giveaway. Right, Phil Wright, I appealed it and put it back up. Yeah, that's very true, Phil. Although, is it age restricted or not? I'm not too sure. But yeah, thanks for letting us know. Perhaps we'll watch that this evening, or well, certainly, Phil, you should be able to. You can now share links. If you're able to share a link to your video in the live chat, that would be good. This is the. Yeah, I tried downloading it, but I believe that is also age restricted, your video, because I wasn't able to. But yeah, I'm glad to hear your video went back up, Phil. So yeah, it seems that has to be age restricted content. So I thought I'd play it safe. I do plan to upload the live stream to another platform. Out of interest, if any of you guys are particularly active on other platforms, I'd be curious to know where a good place for me to upload stuff to is. I use 153 News, and yeah, there's a link to my channel in the description, as always. Yes, Phil, right, I can confirm it's definitely age restricted, as are most of those videos. Actually, if you could share the file somewhere, that would be really good, if you're able to. Yeah, but anyway, we will move on. Yeah, because of course, what we watched last week, the incident where it looked highly suspect that, well, I don't know what your final outtake on the footage was, but for me, it didn't cut the mustard. It didn't add up. The man from Del Monte definitely didn't say yes on this one. There was, like, the very next day, I remember seeing that there was another incident in Wisconsin where a car very similar to like what we've seen in Paris, a car, and Germany, I think, a car drives down the street and plows into a Christmas market or something, taking a load of people out. Perhaps we'll check out the footage on that. We have got a story about it. Maybe we'll start with that. Right, I'm going to share my screen. Oh. Right, hopefully I've set up properly. Let me just make sure. You can all see the screen properly, yep. Oh, I meant to do this earlier. I'm just going to share this stream to Twitter. Right. Please. My stream. G.A.T.A.O, yes. That would be government approved thoughts and opinions. Starting with, what am I doing? Wisconsin. In fact, was it Paris? Bataclan, was that it? The Paris Mosque is marking the 6th anniversary. No. Yeah, I'm sure it took place in Paris. Well, I don't know about the Mancunian.com. I've never come across this publication before, but let's see how closely they stick to the official. Joanne Moore, otherwise known as Billy. Greetings, good to see you in the live chat. Missing Shoe 33. Omicron is an anagram of moronic. I'm guessing you all heard this. Yeah, it's a very strange name for a, how would you call it? For a concoction. They want to say variant, whatever. For a laboratory originating, or who knows where this trash comes from, who knows if it's even a real thing. Can they possibly make pathogens in a laboratory? Have they really got that ability to mimic the human body? We're getting off subject, sorry. I think I'm covering subjects which aren't government approved thoughts and opinions, so I'm going to have to be careful. What story is this? Multiple terror attacks happened in Paris, restaurant, streets, football stadium, the Bataclan concert hall. What's the one I'm thinking of then? Anyway, it was very similar to, where were we? The Wisconsin parade. We'll try and have a look at what footage we do actually see. From what I saw, it was very little. Daryl Brooks. They cannot resist their temptation to do. They can't resist their temptation to. Sorry, losing track a little bit now. Yeah, they always manage to squeeze a GoFundMe in. Just read this ridiculous thing before we watch the video. It follows a fundraiser for 39-year-old Daryl Brooks being removed by GoFundMe. They actually took one down. After the page violated its terms by asking for donations totaling $5 million to free the accused from bail. So his bail was $5 million. Wow. Yes, sorry, by the way, Missing Shoe, you mentioned the anagram. We will be talking about this later. That will come up. Although if my organisation skills are anything to go by, there is a chance I may overlook stuff, but not this one. We're going to be looking at a government-approved thought and opinion. This video, I'm not going to get too sidetracked, but this is a preview of what we're going to watch. Everything we know so far. What they basically mean is everything we want you to believe. Right, back to Wisconsin. I'll just have a quick look at the chat before we play it. David, quarantine camps in Australia, very worrying of what's to come. I agree. I think what we've seen from Australia is no reason why it wouldn't happen to us. David saying, I backed a horse the other day for the first time and just followed the Masonic numbers and it won 20-1. Got over 400 back. Wow, David, that's amazing. Do you know what? I'm not a gambler anymore. I certainly don't. But the first time I put one on, just by sheer luck, I think I like the name, and it won about 7-1. I do believe beginner's luck is a very real thing in gambling, and well, it certainly seems to be. If you're saying on your first ever bet you won 400, I'm assuming pounds, David, from a how much was the bet for? Let's see if my maths can work. £20 you must have put on. David, if you've got any tips, maybe some people in the live chat would like to know. So let me just confirm, David, not that I will be gambling, but is it, I know they always put their form in the race guide. Is that where you look for the numbers? If you see any 3-3, 2-2s, because I'm sure they must be full of it because they chart the position of a horse. Yeah. All right, getting off subject. My apologies, but well done, David. Congratulations. Let me see. Philip Wright says German Christmas market. Thank you. Yeah, that was the one. Missing shoe is repeating Dan Sewell. Let's see. Did I not read one? Apologies if I missed a. Oh, Dan Sewell. Maybe you did say it first. Yeah. Sorry if we missed it. Missing shoe. I think new prisons are being built in the UK. Yeah, they could easily switch to. You think of all the establishments they've got. I mean, football stadiums, for example, big fences around them. Some shopping centres, big fences around them. I'm sure it wouldn't take too much for that sort of thing to happen. I'm not going to fearmonger there. I'm not. Well, who knows what kind of crazy world we'd find ourselves in. But by all accounts, it's happened in the past. So, would you really rule out that sort of thing ever happening again? But until we get there, I wouldn't sweat it, as it were. Right, back to the Wisconsin video. We're going to have a quick look at what footage is available. I don't think they show too much. But yeah, the German Xmas market. Let's have a look at that one very quickly. I think it was about 2017 from what I remember. Yeah, I believe this one in Wisconsin was also a Christmas market. Yeah, Philip Wright, thank you for sharing that. Adam, I thought I'd already given you a wrench, Phil. You've got one now, if you didn't have one before. Right, Attack on Christmas Market. Yeah, there was also one at a concert that I remember seeing. We had all sorts of... maybe I have to be more specific, or they've just taken down all the videos of it. Of course, the press absolutely flood the image, flood us with the images of the attacks at the time. But then all of a sudden it becomes maybe, well, I don't know about it, make it illegal, but we'll see. Right. Dan Sewell says, I've heard of a few people say that England captain Harry Kane is married to his sister. Wow, that's something we can have a look at in a bit, Dan. Thanks for suggesting that. Philip Wright, Bataclan Paris. It was that one. Okay, got it. Thank you. Right, so we'll have a quick look at this and then we'll compare it to Wisconsin, which is in the United States. First aid dies 5 years after Christmas market. Well, this is a bit. Are they going to show us anything? I don't want to say Angela Merkel particularly, but she did visit.
Und für mich, und das sage ich für die ganze Bundesregierung, heißt es, daran zu arbeiten, dass wir...
Okay, we're not going to see any of the good stuff. You know, the stuff when they say warning, graphic content. That's what we want to see, because that's all the... Not sure we're going to see that here. Hopefully we'll get to see it for Wisconsin. Let's keep looking. Also the Bataclan, of course. Oh, 3 killed in Christmas market. Maybe that's it. Obviously this one covered a fair while back. Back to the more current one. Okay, this seems very unrelated. Not even touching it. Right, Wisconsin. Yeah, or, by all means do your own research. It should still exist somewhere. I think 153 News is a good place to find the work of people like PK, for example, which did very good work on uncovering these hoaxes. Philip Wright, just checked and the taxi video has gone. That's a shame, Phil. Sorry to hear that. Phil Wright, it was them playing Missing Shoot. Right. ZZ, greetings, thanks for joining us in the live chat. Good to see you. Check out David Bowie's video game, new video on a channel called Thoughts on Thinking. Okay, ZZ, we'll see what we can do. Let's see. No video particularly wants to load up tonight by the look of it. Perhaps I've got too much firing up on my computer. I'm just trying to shut down some of my tabs. Might get things working a bit faster. Again, this isn't the final footage. This was just a video of Darrell Brooks, the supposed attacker. Okay, the independent video isn't working. And it's just saying how cities in Illinois have changed their Christmas parades, enhanced security, and following the tragedy in Waukesha. Let's have a look. There's the numbers, of course. Oh, that was a shame. Apparently the festivals have all been held 133 times previous. Right, we're going to see anything. Dancing girl narrowly avoids being struck by car. We'll certainly watch that. And then here we go, government approved thought and opinion, what we know about the victims of the Waukesha parade, because of course they always publish the names of everyone involved. Here we've got families raise £1 million to help with medical costs for the injured. Would it be a disgrace if there were no actual victims? Where's this video? Oh, appears to be taken from someone's doorbell cam. Once again, it's the Independent now, and it isn't the fastest loading stream in the world, particularly as we've got to load an ad. So I'll bring the volume right down. Nope. Ads, of course, always seem to load up absolutely fine, and once you get to the proper video, buffering. Ridiculous. This will be, if it ever plays. Oh, they cut some out there. I'm not sure why it's stuttering so much. I don't think it's meant to be like this. Right, video captured by a Ring camera appears to show Daryl Edwards stuttering is part of the actual video. This is meant to be the guy. If you've seen him, that looks very much like a white person. So
I'm homeless.
for some reason we were in the middle of watching this guy at the door, and then they suddenly cut the footage, go to some other completely unrelated people. Whatever. Here we go. Does anyone else see what I see? Can anyone else see that? It looks suspiciously like an image has been superimposed over this guy's face. Let me know what you think. This is absolutely typical of... Look at that, how ridiculous. This is supposed to be this person's face. No. It's like he's wearing a freaking mask, for goodness sake. That is disgraceful. But it is the the government approved thought and opinion that this is the real person at someone's door. Just by sheer luck, I happened to pause it on that point, but perhaps... Anyway, yeah. Let's see. Let's play that back a minute. Look, and now his face, no idea what that bit there is. I don't know if you can see it. Looks like he's almost got a blindfold on. Oh, terrible. Oh, it was his beard. Now, as you can see, his hook nose appears really weird. I think we need to see an actual photograph of this guy. Just remember what he's supposed to look like. Wisconsin attack. Here we are. This is what the guy's meant to look like. Is that the same person? Okay, this person here. What a strange outfit he's wearing. Perhaps it's a stab vest in case someone tries to take him out. Where is he? Yeah, there's certainly different images of the guy. Here is your this person does not exist.com image. You can just about see the ear, but not the easiest to see. Yeah, looks a lot whiter, a lot paler than this guy here. Of course, the mask's ideal, isn't it? It means all they have to do is attach the tattoo, and away they go. Right, let's carry on with the doorbell footage. We will be having a look at the live chat in a minute.
26th, I'm going to block Elizabeth. 26th. Hey, do you know this guy? Absolutely not. Okay.
Dramatic minutes there by... right, we still wish to see the attack. I'm sure... Here we go. I think this is the... footage, hopefully, or is it just going to be still pictures? Harrowing footage captured the moment a little girl narrowly avoided being struck by an SUV, the SUV, that barreled through a Christmas parade in Waukesha on Sunday. You have to pay, whatever. Right, the youngster dressed in pink is seen dancing to a marching band a few feet from the sidewalk when the car allegedly driven by Daryl Brooks passed inches behind her. Unfortunately, that is where that story ends. I mean, they were showing this footage absolutely everywhere not long ago, so I'm surprised if they don't have the... Right, have a quick look at the live chat a minute as we look for video of the attack. Right, David says it was enfranchise. Sorry, David. I'm not familiar with the context of that comment, but no problem. Right, Miss and She 33. I think this is ridiculous footage of a pregnant woman hanging from a window. Re the Paris attack. Brilliant. Thanks for sharing. We'll have a look. CC Jelly says it appears to, in a widely distributed piece of citizen footage, is a sure sign of staging and fakery. Yeah, completely agree, CC Jelly. The press are kind of covering their own backs there. It's always allegedly, it's always suggested or appears to, for example, and they'll say in the alleged terror attack, meaning, well, the attack happened, but it was allegedly a terror attack. That is how they would expect you to read it. Photoshop kid much? I'm going to say it probably is a Photoshop. JT33, greetings. Thanks for joining us, by the way. I caught your new video, and if you don't mind, we'll be playing it out at the end of this live stream. A big fan of your channel, the music you produce. So, yeah, if it's good with you, we'll be playing out with that. I will, of course, share a link to the your site. A schoolboy has become, what a nice, cheerful story this was, but considering... Yeah, I mean, you can't automatically say every story that ever gets published in a newspaper or appears on the mainstream media is automatically fake. Cannot say that, but the majority of them, it would appear, are. 8-year-old Jackson Sparks died on Monday. What day is this? I bet it's Tuesday. I bet they've released this the day after. Where's the date of the article? Oh, we've got the footage. Yeah, we will have a look shortly. Miss and Shoe 33 at your... We've got what we're after. Warning, the following footage may be distressing. Actually staged rubbish, of course. Let's see if the numbers pop up ever. 62. Right, I forgot what I'm looking at now. Looking for. And once again, as always, there is a GoFundMe page open for this kid. How much are they going to raise for this one? Actually, at the end of last week's live stream, I did say we were going to... that we were going... Just not GoFundMe. Right, not sure what this has got to do with GoFundMe, but Okay. Yeah, it looks like they've started to go GoFundMe for this person. Philip Wright says the police know it's him, just an advert for Ring, bad acting, probably not even the same guy. No, it could be anyone. I mean, they could just be using one particular person and then disguising his footage. But as we saw, I mean, I hope you all saw the clear, sheer, blatant evidence of CGI clearly being used on that last video we watched. Okay, here is all that we get to see of the actual attack. 1 minute 46. Right, we'll watch it through a minute, okay? And then I'll put the audio on. No, hopefully it won't sound too bad as we are playing it through the speakers. And I will catch up with the live chat as well before we finish. David says, Bobby, can you show the fake CGI planes on 9/11? David, I think you're trying to get me taken. Oh, no, why not? We certainly could. There are people that have covered that particular subject in depth. I'm not one of them. I've never looked too closely at it. Other people have though, and I've seen their work. So, but yeah, we could maybe see what the planes look like. If not, then hopefully someone can link the live chat to a good place to find someone. Right, Brian Staveley is a very good channel for covering that particular subject. Right, let's play this. It's probably going to be a news report. It might be the footage. I'll be back in a sec. Yeah, David, we'll have a go at looking for the 9/11 pics. Missing Shoes shared a link. Is that the same one about the pregnant woman? We'll certainly have a look at it. Right, I'll be back at 1 minute 46.
Ay, Dios mío. Se formó un caos aquí. Ay, Dios mío. Qué bien roto está este roto.
Okay. Excuse me. Well, should have hit the cough button. My apologies. Missing Shoes shared a link to the actual footage. I must confess I was a little sidetracked on some of that, so I didn't see all of it. Loading ab. No, we're not going to sit through that again. We'll go straight on and have a look at the link by Missing Shoe. Bear with me. I'll just bring it up. Right. I've just got to share it from my phone. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Right, we're getting there, I hope. Right, here we go. This is the actual footage of the car. Ah, the following okay, that's fine. I wish to proceed. SUV speeds into Christmas parade in the US. Thanks for sharing this. By the way, Miss and Shu. Oh, I see the chat still going on about David and his win. Congrats. The horse was then franchised. Right, okay, here we go. Apologies, the video is quite small. I'll try and do it big screen. Hopefully we can all watch this. Terrible picture quality, by the way. Went down like dominoes there. They fortunately have it from every single angle. You know what this means? I'm going to have to now set this video as age restricted as well, probably. So I may cut this out actually of the final upload. We'll see. All we see there was a load of bins getting toppled over before shaky cam kicks in. Didn't actually see anything. Maybe see what I think with the majority of these sorts of videos, most people get to the first line where it says maybe distressing from some viewers and they don't click on. I know I wouldn't click on if I genuinely thought I was going to see people mowed over, knowing that this is no more than a Hollywood film production or a Wisconsin film production, or courtesy of Twitter, YWNR reporter, perhaps their team put this bit of footage together. See, all you got there going over is some black, I guess it's meant to be a drum or something. This is cracking footage though, thanks for sharing. And then we see nothing. We don't see anyone go flying. This is, I guess, the girl in pink that supposedly was narrowly missed, although it looks like there's a whole group of people in between her. Let's have a look. Gotta say, looks good until it shakes like heck and everything goes weird. The car seems to go a funny shape, covered with a big black shadow, square blocky shadow. Yeah. And after an SUV drove through a crowded Christmas parade in Waukesha, and here we have it all bashed in at the front. This is all the evidence we need. Terrible picture quality, as always. See, that's very weird, actually. I'm assuming it's the same child, but they include her in this footage. Maybe it's a different one, actually. No, that's not it. Obviously, if yeah, they're different children, but they're kind of placed out front. Do they really let kids do that at these parades? Just let them all stand out in a line? Would no parent be saying, "Come back here, kids, I don't want to lose you"? No, just let them stand out the front of the parade. The dramatic music, of course, helps sell it that this is a real event. if you're the sort of person that trusts mainstream media and believes what you see, this would be absolutely traumatic. Surely it would have an effect on your psyche to watch it. What was all that about? Kid just doing a dance for the cameras almost? Why are they even letting this child stand in the middle of a road in what is probably a sectioned off? And of course, the child looks like a demon actually. Let's get a closer look at that one. What do we have here? Yeah, easily looks like a bit of CGI imagery has been used here. Looks like looks very out of place. I hope you agree. Looks like, as always on these live streams, I get interrupted because my cat wants to go out, so I'll be back in 1 second. Of course, if you subscribe to government-approved thoughts and opinions, then this is horrific. But even the movement of the child, I mean, look at that. Goodness me. You've almost got white lines around her. I assume it's her. See? Oh. Crazy. Police detain one person in the case and the vehicle has already been recovered. Everything's tied up. They found out his identity. They arrested him straight away thanks to a doorbell cam. As someone pointed out that, let me just check the live chat, that yeah, basically it's an advert for Ring doorbells. Absolutely agree. David says the main reason one they use on every news channel at the time is not around. No, it's that obviously it was fake. David referring to the 9/11 planes, I'm guessing. Phil Wright, always someone up top with a camera. Why no camera shots on the ground? Philip, we had one on the ground. We had one of this ridiculous child bouncing up and down. They're no better. I would say though the footage from up top on the building, which you're absolutely right, there's always someone recording these attacks from a hotel room or a bedroom. So, but it did look quite real. Unlike this girl dancing, why would she be doing such a ridiculous thing? It makes no sense. Oh, there's another section of it. Just having a look at the chat. David reminds me of Nice, France truck attack. Do you know, David, that was exactly the one I was trying to think of. Nice, of course it was, but I was unable. But yeah, I think people were suggesting the Bataclan, but yeah, it was a truck attack. Philip Wright. None of the band do anything. No, they all just stand there like dominoes waiting to be ploughed over. JT33 South Park predicted it in the latest episode. I don't doubt that, JT. They do like to put in a lot of predictive programming before these sorts of events. Random Games, greeting. Thanks for joining us in the live chat. Good to see you. Hope things are all going well. Hope things are bearable there in Austria. Of course, we'll go on to that subject a little later. David, I think it's the car that's fake CGI. David, it's probably all of it, to be honest with you. Who knows? As we said last week, I mean, it's a very public place. We will let this play through, actually. I would say at the beginning, yeah, definitely the car is CGI. We'll come in this part, yeah, 100% agree. It will be the car that is CGI. This, as you can see, very deserted area. I mean, where are all the people on this street? Other than the band walking down, you can barely see anyone. I mean, that is deserted. That is lockdown central. All the people have been forced to stay in their home. The only people you do see are actually always there for a purpose, it seems. And what is all this here? All these black... It looks like black bin bags or something. I think it's the first thing the car ploughs through. Certainly isn't people. Someone's left all their black rubbish bags out the front of a shop by the look of it. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt for a second that is CGI. Or even they filmed the car driving down the road, and then they also filmed the... Actually, for me, at this point, it's the band that look a bit suspect. I mean, perhaps they... I mean, look at this angle. It just doesn't look right for me. Didn't mean to... Yeah, if you see them, I mean, perhaps it's real. Perhaps they first of all filmed a car driving down the street and then they filmed the procession. But at this moment in time, these people do not appear to have any feet. I mean, perhaps they do, but... Why does it do a yellow block? Yeah, just the angle of these people here all looks a bit weird, but who knows? Right. So yeah, well, it could both be CGI, it could also be... I mean, where it... Okay. Yeah, I mean, it looks... That bit looks actually quite real. At this point, is it the car? Is it the truck? Is it just a split film? So they're playing... So they filmed a car driving down the street, and now they filmed a band walking down. And they just play the... They just chroma key out the background and have the car in. Yeah, shaky cam at the worst moment. Funny, actually. All these people are completely blurred, except this child here with the... Looks like a... What were those weird things called that used to... Teletubbies, that's it. Just the round pink head. See if we can get a close-up of what I'm referring to. Hang on. I'll get back to that in a second. Yeah, as maybe you can see here, it just doesn't... It looks very weird to me. And what I mean by a Teletubby is, don't they have these things on their head? And yeah, just looks weird. Doesn't look good. Okay, we will get through this tape at some point. But yeah, as you can see here though, the streets are empty pretty much. Hardly anyone around. Well, I mean, there's people around, but it's not crowded like you would maybe expect one of these events to be. Now, perhaps, as we said last week, they can easily shut off an area and just say there's been a terror attack, do it like 20 minutes early, half an hour early, or even have the place already shut down because they plan to do a drill, for example. Right, have another look at the live chat. Random Games. Austria is under lockdown for 3 weeks. Do you know what, Random Games? I'm sorry to hear that. I don't think we're going to be far behind. Funny you say 3 weeks. We are going to get into this subject more after what will probably be a quick interval. Oops. Do you know what? Another cat's waiting to go out. Bear with me, people. Come on, out of the way. Right, we have one wanting to go out, one wanting to come in there. Yes, Random Games. We will be looking at that situation shortly. Stand by for government-approved thoughts and opinions. What we know so far, otherwise known as what we want you to believe so far. Right, we have watched this bit a fair few times. I do apologise. I just like the dramatic, gripping music, but as I said, it probably means that I'm going to have to age restrict this video, or I'll try and cut out this part of the footage. We'll see. Here, the aftermath. What do we always see in these situations? Passerbys acting like they're paramedics, acting like they're first responders. Normally, you do have paramedics stood by watching. You'll normally see people get picked up. 100% worst thing you can do after an accident is to start moving people around. But didn't they have in one attack? I believe it was Germany, Berlin. They had the I'm sure they had people just literally dragged around for the cameras. I'm not sure what's going on just there to the right of the screen, whether they're hoisting someone up. Always worth looking out for bottles of water and missing shoes. Let's see if we see any of those. Has anyone's shoe come off yet? Again, really poor quality. If you remember the London Bridge attack, we had much better video quality. Other key things to look out for is the colours worn by people. You'll always have a director. You'll always have key characters, and they will be coded by what colours they're wearing. Pink is always a director. Well, like bright red, burgundy, whatever, is always a director, and black and white are just your bystanders. And blue, I think, means that you've got a significant role to play. Anyway. All right. We were also sent another link, which we'll play just before we move on from this subject. Actually, we will maybe have a short interval after this one. Missing shoe also sent us a picture of a pregnant person. Let's see. Again, I have to go through the way I share it is a bit complicated. So please bear with me. Okay, it should be firing its way over. This is from the Paris Bataclan. Okay, that is maybe a good way to end. 1 minute 38. Okay, we'll watch it through. Here, for some reason, they've blurred out the middle part of the screen. the Bataclan. This was, I believe, an attack on a concert or something. Almost all the footage is blurred out, all the good stuff, as it were. As was it David said, they always they take down all the obvious stuff after a while. They leave it up long enough for people to spot it, and then take it down. This guy hopping around, presumably, was this a car or a gun attack? Yeah, unfortunately, I'm a little unfamiliar with this one. 13th of November, nearly very similar time of year. Terror season, they call it. This guy presumably injured. Why are people just hanging out the window? That's absolutely ridiculous. And what's going on here? This person's just suspended in midair. Hang on, let's check that out. Let's get a closer look at these people. You would think they were literally just stood on platforms here. I'm not too sure what's actually going on here or why they're hanging out just hanging out of windows like this. Crazy. And I believe Missing Shoe 33 said something about there was a pregnant woman hanging out the window. CC Jelly, it's a boring repeat of the fake Nice truck attack. Perhaps it is. David says it's all fake to sell a story. Yeah, true. Phil Wright, why does the car swerve? Always. Oh, there's some blood on the ground there. They didn't blur that stuff out. Yeah, the cars always seem to have to swerve in quite a violent, aggressive way. Oh, I'd never seen this before. Yeah, CC Jelly, this may be a repeat, but it's not one I've caught up with before. Is this meant to be a pregnant woman? I nearly said crazy woman. A pregnant woman hanging out of the window. Whatever it takes to survive, hey? Right, the video that popped up. Can the new rules keep Omicron at bay? Come back to find out what is a government-approved thought and opinion on that story. We will be looking at this rubbish, unfortunately. When we come back, we are going to have a short interval. And then, yeah, we'll come back for... We'll come back for another half an hour or so. Just have a quick catch-up with the live chat. Philip Wright, they don't even pull them from the road. I guess you're referring to the young people. No, just keep them in the road. What sort of wouldn't be as good propaganda? David says it was publicity for the band, same as the Ariana Grande. And Philip Wright says it's a movie set. Yes, completely agree. Yeah, apologies if I've missed anyone's comment in the live chat. We will be coming back shortly. yeah, for a quick 5-minute interval, I was going to play it with this video. Did I? So, just 1 second. Yeah, this is, we had in the live chat G.A.T.A.O 33, informing us of South Park predicting the Wisconsin attack in the last episode. And his, as I said earlier, we were probably going to play out with this one, but I'm maybe going to play some tunes for our 5-minute interval. Let's see. I will put the live chat in the... we'll put a link to this. Stellar Blasphemy by the YouTube channel G.A.T.A.O 33, who happens to be... Well, he was in the live chat earlier. Hope he's still with us. As I said, I'll put a link in the chat now. And yeah, we will be back when this is finished. If you're watching this video after the fact, after we've streamed, then I'll leave links in the description. Just curious if, yeah, we started the show, well, just before we went, yeah, earlier on we were playing Blind Joe and his song about not complying. Seems very, yeah, very apt, however... Yeah, I'm not 100% sold on Blind Joe being a legitimate person. Who knows? Well, when I say legitimate, perhaps we could look closer at him before we finish. I'd be curious to get your opinion on him. Really cool song, though. I do enjoy it. That was the song we played on, as is Stellar Blasphemy by G.A.T.A.O 33. Right. Oh, I'm going to play it, and I'll be back when it's done. Alright guys, thanks for your patience, and yeah, you'll certainly see me soon. Ooh. Alright, be back in a second. Oh, right, sorry, just having to line it up. Yeah, if there's anything anyone wants us to look at in the second half of the stream, please let me know. I will be going on for probably about another, at least half an hour, so we should have a chance to play your stuff. This is a 3.5-minute video, and I'll be back when it's over, and the link will be in the live chat.
Early in 1970, President Nixon announced the objectives of a balanced space program for the United States that would include the scientific investigation of all the planets in the solar system.
For the battle, rattle your mental, tit on the system like I'm a sentinel. Upside down, we're flipping a pentacle, calling a pentagram, and I'm done. Silence them all and watch them run as they choke on the tail. Cosmology. We hold up your mind like it's a robbery, calling idolatry, disgrace their ideology. I'm watching the trolls, they keeping their eyes on me, they wanna crucify JT for his blasphemy, blasphemer. I'm an unbeliever, I'm a dreamer, mind reliever, non-deceiver. I keep my head in the closet, my feet on the ground, try to keep up with the sound. We're hitting them hard, logic and reason abound, keeping it so profound, and it feels like I've already threaded the needle. Secure my faith, pandemic vaccinations will bleed you the way a real disease do. The indoctrination is see-through. We sever the head of the eagle, we're keeping your bellies full cause we feed you. Save your belly pull, they don't need you. It's not really up to the people. You're voting for one or two evils out of my way, cause either way they're gonna deceive you. You're dead in the belly of the beast, homie, we're gonna grieve you.
One of the most important and dramatic investigations to be life beyond Earth. If extraterrestrial life does exist in the solar system, it is most likely on Mars. Mars remains the prime target of the planetary exploration program. The Viking landers will carry life detection instruments right to the surface of Mars for some first-hand field work.
Can't you see that it's all just mind control? You gotta just keep your eye on your goals. Pay no mind to the bullshit we're told. Look to the logic inside of your soul. You're deep in the crease of the grip and it's cold. Remove yourself from society's fold. And feed off your energy like a festering mold. The sky's looking like glitter and gold. The culprit is the pundit at the pulpit. Their words are like swords, now falling upon these blistering ears. And one spitting tongue shout with no fear of the fear. So here I am again, feeling the tension, reeling with contention, war-born and ready with the illest of intentions. And as this battle inside of me rages, I find relief inside of these pages. This pen and my words used to expose the world.
Of the 9 planets circling the sun, only the Earth is known to us at first hand. But observational techniques on Earth and in space have given us some idea of the appearance and movement of the planets and enable us to depict their physical characteristics in some detail.
Okay, that was JT33 with Stellar Blasphemy. Awesome stuff. I'll have a quick look at the live chat before we do carry on with our stream, where we'll be looking at the subject of government-approved thoughts and opinions. What is the approved mindset of people at the moment? Do you know what? That cat had 3.5 minutes to be let out. It waits for me to unmute the stream. I will check I have unmuted it, actually. Yeah, and I'll just let him out. Okay, let's have a quick look at the... Philip Wright says, just hanging around. I'm not sure if that's in reference... Okay. About people in the videos, always just... Yeah, I'm with you, mate. I'm with you. David says, it's good to get... Good place for people to get their opinions out. I'm glad to hear that. And it is good to know. There's not a huge amount of us here. I mean, 14, 15. But yeah, it's good to know that we're not the only ones thinking this. It can, as I said earlier on, it can seem like a very lonely place when you don't go where you decide that, for example, the government would have people's mindset. This is what they want us to actually believe. People are out there ploughing us down at Christmas markets. People are driving to women's hospitals and setting bombs off. By the way, I did have a thought about that one, but we'll come back to it in a bit. Yet death awaits you around every single corner. If it's not a terrorist, it could just be a person that's not putting a mask on. They could be infecting you with a life-threatening cold, apparently. And if that's not bad enough, and if you do survive all that, if you survive the terrorists, if you survive the bugs, then you are just an insignificant speck on a tiny little planet, which is a bit of dust in a huge galaxy and an even huger space. That is the government's approved thought process. They want everyone thinking that. And it does strike me that anyone that actually takes their messages seriously, anyone that believes that taxi drivers are finding out that their passengers have got bombs, so speed up to a women's hospital just in time for the big smoke bomb to go off, the world would seem a very messed up place. Once you see through the con, as it were, then it's not so bad. We'll go back to sharing the screen. Where are we? As I said earlier, Omicron, everything we know so far. This is all, apparently they only discovered this, looks like a piece of plastic to me. This is what the new variant looks like. Of course it isn't, not at all. Never have they got one of these things under a microscope. They want you to believe that your immune system produces little things that look like this. Looks like something you get in a Lego set, I think. I wonder how much the government paid to put this, to have someone create this image. Yeah, everything we want you to believe about this so far, government approved. Scientists have said they're concerned about the B11, get their little 11 in, 529 variant. How did they even know to check it? I mean, how did they know that? So they wish us to believe that they're taking samples from people, the back of people's mouths and the top of people's noses, shipping it off to these laboratories, and they're determining whether it's a case of B11. What it should be is a case of BS, bullshit of course, but it's a case of B11529. As it has around 30 different mutations, which is double the number present in the Delta, I thought it was a. That's the government approved opinion on this one. She's got a little microscope. She's zoomed in on your snot or scrapings from the back of your throat, and she's looking at the variants. Is that how they can work out it's a variant? Scientists that involve pouring liquid into bottles when you're wearing rubber gloves first became aware of the new strain on November the 23rd. Of course, they like to get their 23 in. I mean, that was only 5 days ago, and they've already talking about shutting the world down on account of it. How ridiculous. After samples were uploaded, so a digital, it's absolutely mental. All based on numbers, probably. Onto a variant tracking website. Oh, it was uploaded onto a variant tracking website from South Africa, Hong Kong, and then Botswana. So somewhere along the way, someone had to define that this special type of killer bug, which how can they all randomly call it the same number? The mutations contain features seen in all of the other variants, but also traits that have not been seen before. And what sort of trait would that be? It's it's able to distinguish between people with a rag around their mouth against people that haven't got rags around their mouth, perhaps. J. Smith, of course. This is J. Smith's sample. And it's too early to say whether the V will protect people against Omicron. Of course, and that way, because if you were protected and you'd had your double spikes of poison, then they wouldn't be able to do anything. That is why earlier on in the stream, RJ, I don't know if you're still with us, but was asking me if I had any of the poison, and I said absolutely not. And this is the big reason for me. They can pressure you with all sorts of threats and information and trying to scare you into it, but ultimately, whether you've got it or not, I don't think it's going to matter. If they're going to lock you down, you'll be locked down. And it's against things like this. Omicron, it might, the V may not even protect people. Pharmaceutical companies, let's start earning some money. Pharmaceutical companies are looking into tweaking their vaccines to tackle the variant. That means they can sell everyone who's bought it so far can now go and buy a new tweaked version. Goodness me. Time for another booster, everyone. On Saturday, it was confirmed 2 cases had been found in the UK. 2 cases. Health Secretary said targeted testing and sequencing of positive cases will take place. So they're going to target people who they think may have it and then sequence all the positive cases. They basically said, we're going to find it, don't worry. Look at that smug person's face. Basically, they've said, yeah, we're going to make sure that it's a problem. Don't worry about that. Ten countries, including South Africa, Zambia, and Zimbabwe, have been placed on the travel red list. Is that what this is really about? Is something good going on in South Africa? Would it be a good time for everyone to suddenly go to South Africa? Therefore, rather than let us get away, shut down, put it on a red list, keep people in the country. I mean, what if you have family in it's ridiculous. They've actually, how can they ban people or whatever? They get their music in as well, dramatic music, just to fire the point home. Anyone arriving from those destinations are required to quarantine at a designated hotel for 10 days. Imagine if you just had your 2 spikes plus a booster spike and you thought you're free, you can travel again, you can go back to South Africa only to find, you've got to go in a hotel for 10 days. What are you on about? I've got to go in a hotel. I've done everything you've said so far. Not I have, but this theoretical person, and yet still they have to quarantine for 10 days. Crazy. Look at all those planes that are going to suffer. Officials are waiting for more. This is obviously people that haven't been allowed to leave the country. Look at that beautiful mountain in the background. Who would want to leave that? Yeah, waiting for more data to come from South Africa. They're expecting evidence to come through. What? They haven't even got evidence. Is that what they're saying? I mean, let's read that line. Is that what they're saying? Officials are waiting for more data to come from South Africa. They're expecting evidence to come through. So we haven't even had the evidence yet to say that, what is it, BS51115, B11, all that rubbish. They haven't even had evidence of it yet, and yet they've discovered it in all these different mental. They're expecting evidence to come through. Yeah, well, if they produce their own evidence, then of course they're expecting it. In the next 2 or 3 weeks, but it could be as long as 4 to 6 weeks, until what? They have any evidence that this thing actually exists? Is that what they're telling us? As Phil Wright says, pure fantasy. Oh, space is fake, sorry, yeah. Pure fantasy, just like this rubbish. David, did we have the South African variant this time last year? No, I don't think we did. I think it was just one type. David says, I've survived influenza all my life and there isn't a cure. No, you're absolutely right. We were always told no cure for the common cold. Influenza, you just have to go home, take some paracetamol, rest, ride it out. I mean, elderly people, yeah, the flu could be enough to finish off some elderly people, unfortunately. Always been the case, but right, how much more of this have we got? We've got to wait, could be as much as 6 weeks before we find out any evidence, apparently. I mean, it was only 5 days ago they discovered it, apparently. Yeah, that will be one queue I will never join. I have seen have I seen queues? Yeah, I've seen people queuing up at these places for them, but yeah, not something I'll ever find myself doing. I don't know about you guys. I'm not sure how many of the people in the live chat are from the United Kingdom, but it's curious to... Oh, where are we? Yeah, I'm just curious how you guys find the thought of being muzzled again. I did leave a tweet, actually. I made a... Hang on. Here is my Twitter account. If anyone is over on Twitter and you want to follow me, I'll put a link in the description. Although, no, it is already in the description. I'll put it in the live chat in a second. Right, did that work? Okay, there's a link to my Twitter channel. Yeah, yesterday when I heard it, another chance to show some barefaced cheek. Is this the first step to another 6-month lockdown in the UK? What do you guys think? Will we find by Christmas it'll be shutdown time? To be honest, personally, I mean, the second one was not bad at all. I pretty much carried on completely as I always do. I mean, with the exception that some shops are closed. Right, where are we? It's now 11:30. I will be winding down shortly. I think I've covered pretty much everything. I did put up a new video yesterday. I'm not sure if you haven't seen that already. I'll put a link to that also in the live chat. You can check it out after this. Yeah, if anyone has anything else they want us to cover this evening, then please let us know in the live chat. How can you trust anything that comes from this government? Anything that comes from the mainstream media? NASA, for example. Let's look at their channel. All of this is complete... Wow. All of these are artists in animations. No picture of stars. Well, maybe some of these ones back here, the background stars are realistic. I mean, there are what they call nebulas, which appear to be a cluster of lights in the sky, but they've never got as close as this, where they can actually see whatever they claim that purple stuff is jetting out of the middle of a galaxy. I mean, it all looks very nice, looks good. People, astronauts, what a joke. Oh, don't want to play that. Of course, these people, I believe, are on hang wires. I think they have a range of ways that they fake being in the in the space station. But the approved thought process is that there is a spaceship that goes around the world about, I'm not sure how many times a day, 12 times, 17,500 miles an hour, with these people travelling around inside it. Absolute joke. Not at all. Don't buy it for a second. Yeah, apparently they get I mean, I've seen it where they always do like an 11-second delay between people asking the questions. And in fact, once, I'm not sure if you remember Tim Peake, when he was on the space station, they had given him a they'd taken basically school kids had said about an experiment they wanted Tim Peake to do on the space station. And it was a ball that went round a track, basically defying gravity, of course. Another thing that is all theoretical, to be nice to it. Anyway, Tim Peake, it was on the news. We were ready to watch Tim Peake do his experiment that the school kid asked. And they said, unfortunately, Tim's not able to do it live, but he has got pre-recorded footage of him doing it. Why he couldn't do this experiment live, I have no idea. Wouldn't be a problem if he was on the space station. I'm going to mute this. Awful music. I mean, every time you see these people, every single news story that they have where they talk to these people in the ISS, they always do this spin round. Clearly just on I mean, for example, there, you can even see his top being pulled up by what's no doubt a harness underneath. He's even got some sort of hook on him, which is probably where it's attached. Of course, they'll say that. Now you can see here parts of his jacket where no doubt wires are cutting into it. Yeah, I'm very much not convinced by the space station. Oh, apply today. What, to go on the space station? Yeah, good one, NASA. I'm sure that's really going to happen. Never a straight answer is what NASA supposedly stands for. I'm not sure why they suddenly started defying the downward apparent pull of gravity and suddenly started floating off like that. Who knows? Okay, there was a nice NASA video. Let's see if any of their other nonsense is a bit of a giveaway. I mean, let's not say. I mean, not going to say that things aren't blasted off from Earth, but yeah, I mean, take this blast off, for example. Oops. No doubt this object has been built. Maybe, maybe not. Perhaps it's not half the size you would expect it to be. In this picture, people around to give any like context to it. So that could be like about, I don't know, 3 feet tall.
Module for the space station and shielding the Orion spacecraft from the heat. A few
always CGI images. That's all they give us.
of the stories to tell you about this week at NASA. NASA's Double Asteroid Redirection Test, or DART mission, launched in November.
Oh, this was the story that they're planning to fire a object into a passing comet in the hope that it can divert it. Mental.
November 24th.
How much money are they spending on this?
Eastern Standard Time on a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket from California.
Oh, they're not spending public money. SpaceX are doing it. Yeah, right.
California's Vandenberg Space Force Base. The mission will crash a spacecraft into an asteroid on purpose to see if it is a viable way to change the trajectory of an asteroid that might be on a collision course with Earth in the future.
Government-approved thought is that even if you survive all the terrorists, even if you survive all the different variants that are waiting to kill you, even if you survive the stabbings and have an acid thrown in your face and all those other stories that they constantly report on the news, even if you survive all that, chances are you'll get hit by an asteroid anyway and will all soon be wiped out. Government-approved thought process.
Future. In fall 2022, the DART spacecraft will impact a small moonlit asteroid within the Didymos binary asteroid system. DART's target.
All they need to, if anyone ever says, "Oh, can you prove you actually did what you claim?" Well, yeah, we've got these images here. What more do you want? Well, what more do I want? I don't know, but this clearly isn't enough. I bet it'll be one cloudy night when this is supposed to take place. They say it's a moonlit rock, did they? Let's just replay that a minute.
2022, the DART spacecraft will impact a small moonlet asteroid within the Didymos binary asteroid system. DART's target asteroid is not a threat to Earth. In an online video they shot while on board the International Space Station, NASA astronaut Shane Kimbrough and European Space Agency astronaut Thomas Pesquet used what looks like a microgravity pillow fight to demonstrate the kinetic impactor technique the DART mission will use to deflect an asteroid.
Shane is going to be the asteroid, and I'm going to be the NASA DART mission. You ready? All right, here it comes.
You can check out the full video at go.nasa.gov/DART.
They always have constant cuts in these scenes. They speed it up for some reason or another. Basically, stop-gap animation, or whatever you want to call it, is just a great way of cutting the scenes without us seeing it. I mean, it looks like this is probably about a 30-40 second segment, maybe a minute-long segment, all condensed down. Basically, every scene is cut. Is how it works.
The DART mission will use to deflect an asteroid.
Shane is going to be the asteroid, and I'm going to be the NASA DART mission. You ready? All right, here it comes.
Every scene cut.
You can check out the full video at go.nasa.gov/DART on station. The 5-ton pre-shell docking module was launched to the space station from Kazakhstan on November 24th. It was delivered by a Progress spacecraft 2 days later. Pre-shell, the Russian word for port or berth, has 5 available docking ports to accommodate multiple Russian spacecraft. On November 9th, our Super Guppy transport aircraft landed at Moffett Federal Airfield near our Ames Research Center in Northern California with the Orion spacecraft's heat.
I mean, these, yep, they look like legitimate flying, machines that can fly, vehicles that can go up in the sky, but I don't for a second believe they're going particularly high. I mean, it looks like a blimp, for example.
Shield skin for our Artemis 4 mission. The heat shield skin will undergo heat and pressure treatment in California to give it the mechanical strength properties needed for Orion's thermal protection system. The heat shield will protect Orion and astronauts inside the spacecraft from the intense heat generated on the return trip through Earth's atmosphere near the end of the mission. In their Thanksgiving Day message, members of the International Space Station's Expedition 66 crew talked about what the holiday means.
Get those numbers in. I mean, they've got to have a 66 eventually. But think of it, I always think this. You see this woman, she's got a necklace on. If you were in an environment basically like a swimming pool, would you wear a necklace in a swimming pool? Well, no, of course you wouldn't. You'd lose it. And yet this person thought it'd be a good idea. Again, I do believe they use loads of CGI. They use loads of enhancements and overlays when they do these films. I mean, this could be like separate scenes easily, and they just all appeared that they're in the shot together. Of course, NASA are only going to put the very best of their image on their Twitter account. They're not going to put anything that's too much of a giveaway out there.
For them.
Although perhaps they could. Perhaps no one would even question it. I'm not sure.
For us, it's the food is a big part of it, both being thankful for the fact that we have it and we can enjoy it, but also is a reason to come together with all of our family and friends.
Okay, and I guess you're interested what we are going to eat during Thanksgiving?
I've got...
How many cuts do they need? I mean, yeah. They never show them hanging around in this environment for very long.
Crab bisque here, so that looks looking pretty good.
We got the
Another
best
cup.
case here, the best one everyone's after, the roasted turkey.
Another
I
cup.
also have potatoes au gratin.
Another cup.
Yeah, I found the dessert. Cherry blueberry cobbler.
Another cup.
Happy Thanksgiving!
That's what's up this week at NASA.
Don't buy NASA for a second. We are getting on for midnight my time, so I am going to start winding down. But I would like to say a huge thank you to RJ, Dan Sewell, greetings, if I haven't already said hi to you. RJ, Dan Sewell, David, Philip Wright, Missing Shoe 33, Joanne Moore, otherwise known as Billy, ZZ stopped in and said hi. CC Jelly, JT33. Random Games, not sure if you're still with us. I mentioned Philip Wright, I'm sure of that. Bob Mule, greetings. Thanks for, if I haven't already said hello to you. Anyone else? Linda Mack, greetings. Go back, his arm was in front of her head. By all means. We'll have a look on that one. Linda, you might have to be a bit more... Was it towards the end? Joanne Moore, you... yeah, thanks for joining us. Sorry, I'm always going to call you Joanne Moore, but... oh, I know it's Billy, okay? Yeah, thanks for joining us. I am winding down in a sec. Linda Mack, you got in just in time to have your name mentioned in the live chat. Thanks for that. But yeah, if there was something in here that we missed... I mean, even here it looks very... Let's see, I believe we're at the start of this. So her hand goes in front of... His arm was in front of her head. Philip Wright, glad to hear it, my friend. Absolutely the same with me.
Thanksgiving Day message, members of the International Space Station's Expedition 66 crew talked about what the holiday means.
I guess we're referring to this
for
bit
us,
here.
it's, the food is a big part of it, both being thankful for the fact that we have it and we can enjoy it, but also is a reason to come together with all of our family and friends.
Okay, and I guess you...
Something weird happened there, actually. I'm not sure if I'd be able to stop it in time. I mean, look at this person's face. This is where they're constantly looking at these monitors just to check that the overlays are working properly. How demonic does this person look? Look at that face, and there you can clearly see glitching as well around here. You can see a white line here. Yeah, this arm must be playing havoc for them to keep that bit separate. All right, we'll watch it through.
I guess you're interested what we are going to eat during Thanksgiving?
I've got some crab bisque here, so that looks looking pretty good.
We got the best case here, the best one everyone's after, the roasted turkey. I also have potatoes au gratin. Yeah, I found the dessert. Cherry blueberry cobbler. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
That's what...
Linda, I didn't actually see it. Well, yeah, the head and body were looking very... Sorry, the head and the forearm were kind of all over the place. And I expect if you look closely enough, you would find that sort of thing all over the place. Yeah, she has to keep looking, as you can see here. She's constantly looking off to the right, and that's obviously where their monitors are, just to make sure that the overlays are okay. This guy's head seems very small and squashed, but whatever. Yeah, if you've got the time, these videos are brilliant. You get unending content from the space station. Actually, it looks just there, like his arm is glitching a little bit. She looks like a strange woman anyway, but let's not be mean.
Crab.
Okay. Just to let you know, this is the last part of this video. Yeah, right there, just there, his head, his jacket seems to, or his top rather, oh, maybe it's a badge. I don't know. Right. But yeah, just the shape and side of her face looks very unnatural, I guess I would say. That is how I would put it. Right, okay, that is the end of this evening's live stream pretty much. As I said, thanks to everyone who tuned in this evening. Are we going to play out with a video? We might do, perhaps. We'll finish with the music we started with. It is... Oh, hang on. Yeah, we've got a tune to play out with. If you were with us right at the beginning, this is Blind Joe. I came across this video through the YouTuber Annie Logical, and I agree, it's a great song. Don't know who the singer is though. He's like a country and western person. I don't know, something doesn't quite sit right with me about him though. He apparently made it big in The Voice. Philip Wright says Tim Peake's another fraud. Absolutely correct. The first video I ever uploaded to this channel, and it is still on there, is called Hang Wires on the ISS, and it's about the Pixies song, which is Hang Wire. Yeah, and it concentrates on Tim Peake. I mean, it's just a music video. It's nothing particularly great, but thanks, Linda Mac. Have a great night yourself. Have a good week, everyone. I do hope you can join us for the next live stream, which will be Sunday. I don't know if I'll maybe start doing these more regularly, perhaps at a different, like completely different time of the day. Maybe first thing in the morning in the week or something. I wouldn't manage every day of the week, but I could no doubt get a couple in. I did used to do midweek live streams. Possibly, perhaps government approved, perhaps G.A.T.A.O could be a new series of live streams that I start doing. We'll see. Yeah, huge thanks to everyone. We're going to play out with the music of Blind Joe, but while the music is great, this guy was apparently on The Voice in America, which is very similar to our it's very similar to our like X Factor. Well, I think we've got the program The Voice over here, so yeah, things aren't always as they seem. To control the opposition, to beat the opposition, you control the opposition. I believe that's what they say, isn't it? Okay, I'm starting to ramble now. So, oh, by the way, what do people think of the background video? As you can see, this is actually a new backdrop. What we used to have, where was it? Yeah, we used to have this, but I've refreshed it and we're now got this. That's irrelevant. That's that's behind the scenes stuff. By the way, I plan to start using Instagram as well. I will maybe cover that next week. I do have a Bobby Zines or a Zines Bobby Instagram account, and what I might start doing is uploading my thumbnails to it, just as some content to put on there. We'll see, because I do have a channel, an Instagram account. So yeah, maybe I'll share the details to that next week. I do hope you can join us, and I hope everyone has a great week. And massive thanks to everyone who has taken the time to tune in, and especially you guys in the live chat who leave comments. Yeah, it really makes the stream work. Okay, I mean, I couldn't do it without you, put it that way. Otherwise, I'd just be talking to myself. Yeah, if you're in the UK or any part of the world, actually, and they're expecting you to muzzle up, my advice is no one else is going to enforce your exemption. If you're exempt, then you have to enforce it yourself. You will come under pressure to put one on, no doubt. I hope not, but if the previous years are anything to go by, the previous times, then yeah, you'll probably get pressurized, but just ignore it. I did go in a shop earlier and no one had one on. Everyone was barefaced. There's only about 5 people in there, 2 members of staff, me and a couple of other customers, and no one had one on. And it was really good to see. I feel right, nothing comes in or gets out of the dome we live in. Yeah, I can't argue with that. So, yeah, there's some wonderful YouTubers out there, content producers that cover the shape of the earth and absolutely destroy the official narrative, the government approved narrative of what or where we live. It's not something I particularly cover because there's people out there that can do it so much better. So for now, I'm just leaving it to them. So yeah, that's not a subject I massively broach upon. Because obviously I can't say for definite what the world is, but we can be pretty sure what it isn't, and anything that comes from the government is generally completely false. So, yeah, thanks everyone for joining us. Hope you'll be back with me next Sunday. And yeah, look out for my new video that I uploaded yesterday, if you haven't already seen it. Alright, I'm done for the night. Thanks everyone, and have a great week. Here is Blind Joe. Oh, sorry, just got to line this up a little bit better. We'll be there in a minute. Okay, like I say, I can't vouch 100% for the authenticity of the musician, but the song's great. Okay, where are we? Alright, good night everyone, have a great week, and over and out.
I will not comply. Quit trying to take me to task, 'cause I don't want to wear a mask or take some vaccine that could maybe make me die. They got no scientific evidence to back that crap up. All they do is feed us lie after lie. That's why I will not comply. Since back in March, I've had an achy, breaky heart like old Billy Ray Cyrus. Been catching a case of the blues from the news around this damn coronavirus. They keep telling me I gotta keep my chin diaper up till they can figure out a shot in me or no. Nobody's talking about exercise or eating food that's fresh grown from the farm. That's why I will not comply. Yeah. We're trying to take me to task, 'cause I don't want to wear a mask or take some vaccine that could maybe make me die. They got no scientific evidence to back that crap up. All they do is feed us lie after lie. That's why I will not comply. Now listen, y'all. The only way to stop the violence is for us to break the silence right now. Hell yeah. So if you tend to agree and you're pissed off like me, stand your ass up and sing it out loud. Let's go. I will not comply. Yeah, man. We're trying to take me to task, 'cause I don't want to wear a mask or take some vaccine that could maybe make me die. They got no scientific evidence to
one original song settles for another.
That's right. That's a gospel according to Blind Joe right there. I hope you like that one.